Welcome to Myers Metal Detectors, located in sunny Tampa, Florida, where we sell nothing but fun and adventures, treasure hunting gear, and anything you can imagine for metal detecting. Give us a call, 813-237-1939. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
Live from sunny Florida, it's Treasure Talk.
And we're live and rocking.
Welcome, folks. Welcome to another exciting edition of Treasure Talk. And of course, I'll get started quick because we got a good guest and we're going to learn a lot of information tonight.
We hope.
Yes, we hope so. Today's show is brought to you by your friends at Myers Metal Detectors, where we sell fun and adventure. And the views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by the Treasure Talk guest and member belong solely to the guest and member, not necessarily to Phil Myers, Jocelyn Myers, Myers Metal Detectors, or Jeff Monin. And of course, and yeah, I see we're live there on my phone. But of course, the purpose of Treasure Talk is to promote the hobby of metal detecting and treasure hunting, and to educate our members in a fun, informative manner.
Yes, indeed, it is. And all forms of treasure hunting, because as everybody knows, Myers Metal Detectors is the official equipment supplier to the Blue Spade Society. And we are very happy to have this guest tonight. And Phil will soon have these products in stock. As we always say at Myers, it's in stock.
Yes.
So, that's going to be really, really good. And being as, like I said, he is the official equipment supplier of the Blue Spade Society. And if all of y'all don't know what the Blue Spade Society is, it's a group I formed for people with disabilities of various kinds. To help them get up off the couch and get out and do some treasure hunting in any one of its forms, to help them have a little better quality of life. And we think that what we're going to talk about tonight is a really big part of that. Don't you think so, Phil?
Oh, absolutely. It's just a really cool part of the hobby. And I'm excited to learn about it because I've watched a lot of videos of people all over the U.S. and also in England. And I just think it is really neat. And I'm glad we're getting into another part of treasure hunting because it is a treasure hunt. And
Yes, it is.
I can't wait to have them in stock. And speaking of having things in stock, I did want to mention that I finally have Trevor's 10x5 coil back in stock. And I thought I would get them on Friday, but my UPS guy was on vacation. So I had a new UPS driver and they didn't bring them by this morning. Monday morning, I'm closed, but he brought them by my house. My regular driver's back off vacation. So I have them in my hands today. So
well, that's good. And pretty soon you'll be having some other things in your hands.
Yes, I want to have those the new product here that we're going to talk about tonight too. So
yes, indeedy. So I think we need to get on into it, don't we?
Yes, absolutely.
So everybody, as if you've been following on the Facebook group page and on the YouTube, we've got with us tonight Ben from Kratos Magnetics. Kratos is the leader in magnets for magnet fishing. And we are very, very fortunate that Ben has agreed to come on tonight to talk to us about magnet fishing, which to me is just fascinating. And I certainly plan to get into it. And like we alluded to with the Blue Spade Society, that's part of it. But it's just really fascinating. This man knows his stuff with magnets and magnet fishing. So let's go ahead and introduce Ben from Kratos Magnetics. Hi, Ben.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Greetings. Nice to be here. Nice to come hang out with the boys, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ben, you have to tell our members where you're at, what city you're in, and temperature today.
Yes, I am in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Well, just outside in the burbs. It's rainy. I don't know the exact temperature. I could ask Siri. Hey Siri, what's the weather?
Well, here
She didn't answer me. She's not liking my question. I would say it's around the 50s. I can go
Okay.
check my weather station.
Yeah, it's cooler than we are here because I'm in Tampa, and it's been
Oh,
rather. It's low humidity, but it's been probably 80 degrees.
yeah, here it's one of those dreary days, gray skies, and just rain coming down. Not a good magnet fishing day, nor I would say metal detecting day either. So
Okay.
No.
Ben? Do you metal detect also?
I do, I do. I'm a part of my. I'm actually an archaeologist, so that's a lot of what I do when I go out and conduct surveys and stuff. I'm a little bit more fortunate. I'm a
Yeah.
little bit more fortunate in my profession because I get access to certain areas, most folks don't get access to, because we're helping out maybe the park, I'm looking for a
Right.
certain battle or something. So I do it as a professional level, as an archaeologist for about 20 years now.
Oh, that's cool. I
That is
I
really cool.
I had a friend here in Tampa who worked. He was a detectorist, but he would work for one of the I guess the folks who went out and did site surveys in
Yes.
downtown Tampa because it was Fort Brooke, and they would go out and just dig a couple test holes, and
Yep.
they might not find stuff, and they just did a few holes, and then he would get us permission afterward from the property owner
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
they said, "Oh, there's nothing here," and then we would go back and spend weeks on the place and
Mm-hmm.
find all kinds of stuff because we're in it for fun, and we would
Yes.
find so much
Mm-hmm.
stuff by having access like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I do a lot of stuff, and like I said, the digging and stuff, like not just metal detecting. That's more for battlefield sites and stuff like that. But I'll
right.
do a lot of good old fashioned digging in the dirt and sifting and stuff like
Yes.
that. That's
Mhm.
usually the most common thing we do, and also
Right.
surface collection.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We're walking around looking for stuff.
Right. So, how did you get started doing the magnet fishing?
Well, so it's always been a hobby of mine, along with like metal detecting stuff. Being an archaeologist, your hobbies tend to have the same kind of general interest, So, and it was just something I did for fun. Went out and would go toss a magnet. It was just something different to do. Hey, this weekend I went out metal detecting. Next weekend I'd go out magnet fishing. I like switching it up a little bit. But what didn't seem it was that popular. It was just kind of this thing that at the time when I started, what didn't seem like it was as popular as it is now. I don't know. But I was only like 4 or 5 years ago. But eventually, I wanted to get certain kinds of magnets. Long story short, I wanted certain kind of magnets weren't available, so I went down the rabbit hole and started designing magnets and got these certain styles of magnets that are really awesome. U.S. brand.
Right. Yeah,
So,
I've seen your kits, and soon hopefully we'll have them in the shop for
hmm
sale because those kits are real nice with the backpack, the gloves. You got everything you need to
yeah,
get out
just
there. And
everything you need for a fun time. Not only on the hunts, but you're also, one of the best benefits of magnet fishing is what else are you doing?
you're
You're
cleaning
cleaning up
up.
the water. You're cleaning up the
Yes,
waterway. So,
Yeah.
so in a way, you're kind of, winning. No matter, there's no losing in magnet fishing. You're always doing a positive.
right.
Whether it's the rush of finding something like, oh, what is this? Oh, or just cleaning up your waterways, because the golden rule is to always take what you find and
Right.
dispose of it properly.
Just
Right.
like metal detecting.
Just like
Just
That's
like
metal
right.
metal
That's
detecting.
right.
detecting and other forms of treasure hunting. And by the way, Joe from Michigan Jim says, "Hey, Beard."
Hey, hi, Joe. I can't see comments too well right now because I'm on a no and I'm on my phone. And so it doesn't let me see comments. I was having issues on my computer. So if I'm missing anyone's comments, I'm not ignoring you. I do not see you, but hi, everyone. I wish I could see your comments. Maybe I'll try again to get the computer running so I could see them.
Yeah, the live feed is kind of hard to see the comments. I've got my wife Jocelyn here on Facebook, and Jeff, of course, is running both Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So yeah,
hmm
Yeah.
it's tough even if you can see it because it goes by so fast.
Just
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, just so much
We're
good.
on 5 Facebook groups, 2 YouTube channels, and Twitter. So,
yes,
uh,
There's a lot going on.
yeah.
yeah.
Well, he sees any of it, and because
hmm
I can't see it, I've got the live chat up on Facebook, but I can't see that.
Yeah.
So. Uh, You
Well,
started making the magnets how long ago?
So we're about 2 years. Kratos is really a young, small, true blue small business. I'm talking the kids helping out here, shipping boxes, and this and that. We're about 2 years old, but we even got a mascot, Mitch, as you could probably hear him in the background. But we're about 2 years old. But the plan for Kratos is a little bit longer than that. It was about a year of preparation for it, I would say. So, yeah, relatively young. Oddly enough, like I said, it just kind of stemmed from me wanting to turn this hobby and just have some fun. And I was never really one. I never did the YouTube, made the videos or anything like that. I was just someone that just went out, found the mental. It was very mentally freeing. Same with metal detecting. You know what I mean? When you get in your zone, it's something mental about it, relaxing. Maybe not as relaxing on your 13,000 pop tab, but you know what I mean. It's still, there's something about it that's relaxing, and I just always did it for those reasons. And then just kind of as I was thinking about this business, I'm just seeing that there's this growing community. I think it's grown quite rapidly myself. I think overall maybe the whole entire community has overall for metal detecting, whatever, it seems like there's this explosion of stuff just going on. A lot of interested folks. So
yeah, absolutely. So I do have a question on Facebook. This one is from Jocelyn Hanamy from Robert Ridgway, and he's asking Ben 2 questions. How do you decide what size and strength of magnet to use, and what kind of rope strength to use? So how do you decide what gear to use?
So think of a magnet as a tool, and everyone might need a different size hammer or a different, some folks might not, or a sledgehammer. Maybe someone can only hold a certain size, or it depends on you. I would say, starting out, you're going to get something 1,000. I mean, our basic kits, basically, if you go online, are 1,100 double-sided, the Apollo, the 550 single-sided. Those are starting out kits, but honestly, what will happen is you'll probably upgrade pretty quick to a bigger magnet after that. But it's good to start off with those smaller ones too, because you get to kind of feel the magnet. You'll get to learn a little respect for a magnet. You'll get to see its power, what these small ones will do. You get a little taste of it. I mean, there's a little safety involved. So like I said, it's good to start off small, but I mean, if you really want to kind of jump into it a little fast, then you'll start going to the intermediate level. And that's kind of like our 1,200-pound single-sided, our 2,400-pound double-sided magnet, not the clamp. The clamp, even though it's 2,400 pounds, I would say that's starting to get in a little bit advanced territory. That clamp's pretty wild. But anyway, I'll keep rambling on about it. But rope, it's best to have a rope, you would say, minimally as strong as your magnet's breaking strength. But if you kind of get double that, you'll be fine. It depends on the size of the magnet too. It's almost like a percentage thing. You have a smaller magnet, you can get away with a rope that isn't as tough. It's when you start getting those bigger magnets that you're in awkward angles, you're putting a lot of strain because you need a winch on it. That thing might be rubbing on the bridge at a weird angle, wearing and tearing on that rope. So you may want something that's a little bit stronger,
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Well, would it also depend on where you were tossing the magnet in?
Yeah, so there's different kind of, some people call themselves their dippers or draggers. Some people dip those things off of bridge or docks in an up and down kind of dip in motion. Some folks will drag them. That's where you kind of chuck those things out into the water, and just like you're crabbing. I don't know if anyone's ever been crabbing before.
Oh yeah,
but it's kind of like that when you're slowly drawing. Now some people say this speed's best. I would say as long as you're not ripping that thing in too quick, you kind of just work it and just drag it back into you, and then you see what's on the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, you can't just just take off and run with it. You got to give it a chance to grab onto stuff.
Yeah, that's right. Let it kick some stuff up.
Well,
Let it do its thing, work it a little bit, and different bottoms, make a difference too. Digging in silty bottoms, you might want to try a little bit slower as it wiggles some things free, hopefully, versus pretty much harder bottom or bottom that isn't as silty or thick. You're already hitting rocks or kind of whatever.
Okay,
Now,
yeah.
You can move a little quicker.
I got another question off Facebook. This one's from IB Neal, and I'm sure you probably get this question all the time. Have you ever found a gun?
Yes, I have not too long ago. And it is a great feeling and everything. The team finds way more than I do. It amazes me sometimes some of the firearms and the other odd things that you find. At first it was kind of like, wow, guns are pretty awesome to find. Then you see some of the other things that the teams find, and you're just like, wow, this is really crazy, like grenades, bombs, all kinds of odd things. So it's like, wow, you think guns are wild. You should see some of the other stuff they get out of the water. It's just, you can't believe what's under there.
Well,
Yeah.
you just can't really believe that people throw this kind of stuff away. I mean, it shows you something about mankind, I think, man,
Yeah.
because they just chuck everything over the side of a bridge.
Yeah, discard it in the water. You had to get rid of it. Now, the guns that you found, do you guys turn them in to the police?
Yeah, there's certain each state has its own kind of rules governing that kind of stuff. Rule of thumb is you want to turn. I mean, some shotgun barrels, stuff like there's a certain firearms that cannot be identified. That you could turn in. There's no information to get gathered from it, like a shotgun barrel that's chopped up. I mean, but you got to remember firearms with serial numbers, stuff that, so you can get, some rifling, some data off of, if it's new enough, I guess you get ballistics information, but, you don't want to accidentally get pulled over from fun and magnet fishing with that brand new gun you found, smiling, and add it to your collection, and then get pulled over and the officer runs those numbers and find out that was involved in that double homicide or whatever,
Yeah.
that could end up, that could really be a bad day.
Yeah.
So,
we do have another question from Timothy Lucatus, and he wants to know if you've ever gotten a magnet where it's stuck on something too heavy and lost it.
Yeah, so a lot of times magnets will get stuck. Oddly enough, while it can be on objects in the water, it could also be on like the side of a bridge where it just nabs something at that awkward angle where it's really hard to get free. And this is where the strong rope comes into play because, that thing will be rubbing on that bridge as you use a winch. But it does happen. Grappling hooks, which we sometimes employed, we use those, and sometimes they'll get stuck on stuff. So that's where kind of where your rope strength comes in, because the stronger the rope, less chances your rope's going to break. So that's in case you do get stuck. I mean, eventually you're wedged in between the boulders. You're probably going to be out of magnet, unless you go under there yourself, which I've seen the swamp rat do. He dives for magnets.
Yeah, I want to ask with the guns now, like an antique gun you found. Let's say you found a musket barrel, you wouldn't have to turn that in, right?
No, I like I said, rule of thumb is you should report all those things, but it's something that's antique like that. I mean, it's not used in a murder or something. There's no way to trace it.
Right.
Yes.
It seems like a nice collection piece.
Well, we got another question from Shannon Bortner off YouTube. Want to know, how are you able to navigate around tree roots and trunks without snagging on them, or do you just need to clean bottom when you magnet fish?
You need a clean bottom. To some degree, you have to know your environment, but for the most part, that stuff is not. I mean, I guess it depends where you're at, but usually when you're tossing off the center of that bridge or whatever, you're just dealing with the channel, with the bottom. Sure, there may be rocks or whatever. I found tree roots and all that stuff more along the sides of the banks, if you're working the sides of the banks. So you kind of stay away from there. Like if I see a lot of fallen logs, I probably won't throw my grappling hook out because it's like, well, that's going to get caught, and just cause an issue. But for the most part, it's not, there's not that many objects as you would think. You kind of just got to know your environment a little bit too, and you'll feel it right away what's going on as you're dragging and pulling that thing. You'll get a sense of what the bottom is.
Right. Yeah.
That magnet almost becomes an extension off you. You can feel the clicks, and you can just feel things. It gets really weird once you really get into it. It almost becomes some sort of extension of you.
Yeah. It's kind of like and if you're a fisherman.
That was just,
Same-
yep, a good comparison. You're just feeling it, and you're just, you can feel certain things, and it gives you certain ideas of what's going on down there. Now, you never have the whole picture, but like I said, you can kind of get a feel of the bottom, like, oh, this is rocky, or oh, this even feels sandy or something, or
Yeah.
this is muddy.
Yeah.
We've got another question from Chuck Martin off YouTube, and he wants to know, is the pound rating of the magnet what it can actually lift in pounds?
So what all companies do is it's optimal conditions, which are rarely ever found magnet fishing, except maybe when you get stuck on the side of the bridge, which uses steel clean plate. And then that's how you test the magnet. When you're out magnet fishing, you are not getting a steel clean plate. You're getting irregularly shaped objects. You're getting objects with corrosion on them, mud. So you're not getting that optimal condition that rates the magnets. But that's why a lot of people will be like, wow, how can I pull this nail right off of this 4,000 pound double-sided magnet, and I could pull this nail off? Well, the size of the object, the smaller it is, the easier to pull, but you get that thing on the side of a bridge or something and let it express its full pull strength and near optimal conditions, then you'll have trouble getting it free, and you have to do some of the use a pry bar or whatever to pop it off.
Skinny over the edge.
Yeah.
Ben, I got a question here from IB Neil again, and he's asking, what is the biggest thing you've ever pulled out of the water?
Me, well, there were certain things that I can't get out. Those are the things that you really get curious about. What is that thing down there in those murky depths that you didn't get out? Like, you cannot break it free. Is it a car? So those are things that always make me curious about it. I've gotten like crazy bed frames and stuff like that. A lot of just like heavy, random industrial steel. I think here being in Pittsburgh, because it's industrial background, I am like the industrial scrap king. I think a lot of my glorious finds are just huge things of industrial metal, for whatever purpose they are. But so that's really like nothing really interesting, just like a lot of heavy objects like that, big old plates. I think it was the Canada River Raiders. I think they just found they were working in an area that had two cars that finally got pulled out. They knew they were down there or something.
Yes.
So yeah, they've got those out, which is pretty cool. I mean,
Yeah,
who
you
knows
would
what's in
think
them?
the cars with gas and oil in them, you want to get them out of the environment for sure.
Yeah, one of our guys first fishing, he pulled out a dirt bike of it, and you got to think of that too, like all that stuff. Yeah, the oil. It's not just the metal and all this and that. It's just all the like I said, the oil, the gas, and stuff like that. So
yeah, eventually it'll leak out for sure.
Well, we've got another question from Joe of Michigan Gems. She wants to know, what's the newest magnet you're working on?
The newest magnet I'm working on is it's a 360 magnet, and it's going to be well, there's two of them, but this next one, it's going to be a smaller size than our current. I don't want to say too much because it's top secret, but it's going to be a smaller size than our smallest 360 now, the Artemis. So it's going to be a little bit more price. I wanted to get something that was a little lower in price. Because a lot of folks like the 360 magnets, and even our lowest, but the 360 is the most expensive style magnet. So what I'm doing with this one is get one. It's not as strong, but maybe a little bit more affordable for folks that are on a budget, so they can unleash the power of the 360 magnets.
And then as they get more into it, and they'll find that they probably
that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. So I'm excited about that. It'll be probably still a couple months away, hopefully sooner. But that's in the works. Good question.
Yeah,
Michigan.
here's an interesting question. Can people with pacemakers throw the magnet?
There's a danger involved in that for obvious reasons. So I'm not going to tell you you can, but I
Yeah,
know people do.
yeah, they probably need to. I would say they need to check with their
Oh,
doctor,
check with your doctor. Yeah,
because
most
he's
definitely.
more
I'm not gonna.
qualified to, or he or she is more qualified to answer that question.
Yeah, I mean, but obviously, I mean, you think about it. There seems like there could be some obvious complications.
Yeah,
I would say, especially with the bigger magnets. Um, you probably don't want to get into that world, but I would talk to your doctor about that.
we already got that one.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
here's
it.
one.
Treasure Talk is not telling anybody that with a
No,
pacemaker it's okay to throw a magnet.
no.
We're not saying that. Kratos Magnetics is not saying that. They're saying talk to your doctor. Am I correct
Yeah,
in that, Philip?
No. Hey, yes, absolutely. Always ask your doctor before anything, before diving, before using the Blue
right.
Nemo, before doing anything. Talk with your doctor, even before metal detecting. Make sure. Most of the time, the doctor is going to say, "Yeah, get out there and walk, get some exercise, do
Hmm.
that." But you ask your doctor first. I had a couple questions. One, the length of the rope that you use.
Yes.
What's the average length or?
So right now we carry two lengths, 65 feet and 100 feet. We actually just got the thicker 100-foot in. I just didn't put it on the website yet, but so 100-foot is well. It's not necessarily that you're going to be tossing these bigger magnets out that far. If you're like throwing out even, it's how tall is that bridge you're magnet fishing off of. If it's a tall bridge, you're probably going to want 100 foot of rope, right? That way your magnet's not dangling in the air when you toss it off the bridge because it didn't even hit water because it's just a tall bridge. So that's basically the difference. I use 65 feet most of the time. That serves a purpose.
Yeah.
I like docks, stuff like that. That's what I tend to hit up a lot. Bridges as well, but most of the ones I do are not that tall.
How
So.
about boat ramps? Would they be good places to do that?
Oh yeah. And anywhere where someone accidentally tips that boat or falls over, all those things fall out. Of the little John boat or out their pockets. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A lot
And
of
then
fishing knives off of the docks. I don't know how many times when I was younger, before I knew about magnet fishing, I lost that good fishing knife. I was sitting there on the dock, accidentally bumped it in and it fell down. If I
yeah.
only known about magnet fishing, I would have got it back
Fishing
at
rods
the time.
too, tackle boxes.
Oh
You know,
yeah, it happens. It
yeah.
happens.
Somebody wants you to explain the difference between like the magnet and the clamp and the 360.
That's right. So there's different styles of magnets. And this is getting these certain styles is kind of what made Kratos Magnetics and kind of started its genesis, I guess you could say, because we wanted these clamps and 360 magnets, which weren't readily available here. Now they're becoming pretty standardized here in the U.S. But so the difference is the traditional double-sided magnets and single-sided magnets consist of a disc. The magnet's a disc. So think of just a thin disc. These clamp magnets and 360 magnets are one big solid magnet. So your old double-sided magnet would be two discs in a steel casing, and that was it. And you're magnetic on both sides. These ones are just one big solid magnet, nothing separate. They're just one big magnet, and they're either clamp style. That's how they're held with the rope, and that forms, the connecting apparatus, or it's a 360 style, which is kind of like set up where there's no clamp. It's just basically, it's kind of very similarly set up to like a single-sided magnet where the eye hook's right on the top, the eye bolt's right on the top.
Okay. And then you just
But they create a larger magnetic field. They're superior magnets. Like I said, those magnets are a little bit higher price point. But anyone who's tried the two different, you go from the old double-sided to a clamp or 360, right away that, wow, the reach of these magnets, it pulls things from further away. You could just see that it's just a superior magnet. Even though they may be rated the same poundage for weight and pound, it's just more of a punch.
Okay.
All right, so I've got a load of questions here that came through. Jocelyn just handed me this off of Facebook. Um, how about we did the biggest item? Oh, will the magnets hurt a cell phone?
Yes. I mean, they can damage a cell phone. Yes, yes.
Okay. And then
Credit cards, wiping your cards, hotel room keys, all
yeah,
that stuff.
because they're so strong, they'll probably so you want to keep them away from your cell phone or your wallet.
Yeah, especially like I said, especially I mean, these magnets. I will emphasize this: these are not toys. Even the small ones can be dangerous. But especially when you get to these larger magnets, you will be surprised when you're holding it far away, and then you get past thick metal, and it just, whoa! And if your finger's in the way, you're gonna have
Oh,
a rough day. They are not. These are not toy. Yeah, they can get dangerous, most definitely. So.
Do you have any there, Ben? People are asking you to hold one up so they can see what it looks like. Do
Oh,
you
you
have
guys
any?
want to see a magnet? I mean,
Sure.
I can go get one. Yeah, I'll have to not put it too close though to my phone.
Yeah, all of a sudden, if we get a bunch of static, Phil, I guess he got it too close to the
too
phone, eh?
close to his phone and ate his phone. Well, while Ben's gone, I just wanted to invite everybody to the Tampa Metal Detecting Club meeting. That is April the 19th. And of course, I guess I'm the speaker that night. And we're
Uh-oh.
going to be, Joe and I are going to be showing off the Naka Macro Legend, the Deus 2, and the Tersace for people who want to see those detectors. We're going to be talking about them a little bit.
And you never know, you might have some magnets by then.
Yeah, maybe. I'll probably bring one of the kits with me if I have it by then, hopefully.
Yeah. So maybe if he has all his kits in stock by April 19th, you'll take him to the Metal Detecting Club, Ben.
Oh, heck yeah! I
Yeah.
like. I
Are you?
You guys going out doing a hunt or something?
Well, we have a club meeting every month, and I'm the guest speaker. I'm a member of this club. I've been a member for a couple.
Oh,
I
that's
think how
awesome.
long I've been a member? 30 years. It's been a long time. So,
Hey, putting some time in.
yeah. So it's a good group of people. We clubs are big here in Florida. I don't know about your area. You got a metal detecting club you go to?
Yeah, there's I don't think there's not any clubs. I don't go to any clubs personally. But there are groups.
Yeah.
There are groups. There are groups. I don't know if there's actually any clubs. That's a good question. I should find out. That'd be good to know.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I know that there's plenty of groups that are they're not really like clubs. Or I mean, they do their videos in the area,
Yeah.
YouTube videos and stuff. Um, so we were talking about the different kinds of magnets. This magnet I'm going to show you is a clamp magnet. Now you'll see why it's called a clamp magnet for obvious reasons. The magnet's held by a clamp, a
Mm-hmm.
little clamp. So it's a clamp magnet. But you can see this magnet here. It's one solid magnet. Now the old double sides, like I said, would have two discs on side, with metal separating the two. But the magnetic field on it, I mean, it gets pretty crazy. Just even the small one. This is the Apollo. This is a good beginner magnet. I would recommend this one if you're trying to look for something a little different besides the traditional double-sided or single-sided. The Apollo is a nice mix of lightweight and it's not super strong. If you get it stuck, you're gonna be able to work it free. One thing a lot of people want to do is go big or go home. You know what I mean? They like to go big right off the gate, right out the gate. And the problem is if you're spending all your time freeing your stuck magnet because maybe you haven't learned the tricks or the tips to free it more easy, you're just kind of learning the hard way. That's the less time you're magnet fishing, and it gets frustrating. And I think a lot of people lose interest in the hobby because they don't ease into it and they kind of want to, just go crazy right out the gate and get something like the Kraken or the Poseidon, some of our big extreme magnets that even put me to the test. So,
Cool.
but yeah. So clamp magnet right here. Then you screw the eye bolt in right at the top here. I don't know if you can kind of see it. And that's where you'd attach your rope. Then you
Okay.
toss this thing out. And when you're dragging it, it drags at the bottom. Sometimes it'll flip. It doesn't matter. And it'll collect stuff on all sides.
Cool. And when you're going out there, they take like a 5-gallon bucket with them to throw all the junk in.
Wagons are very popular. 5-gallon buckets. That's what I use. Fill up. Sometimes though, you hit spots where you'll be making multiple trips and maybe wish you would have brought more than one bucket with you.
Well,
So
you
you end up
pull a
making
shopping
trips.
buggy. If you pull a grocery buggy out of the water, you can use it.
Yeah, that's right. And that's where so stuff like that's odd shaped, and really they don't have a lot of ferrous components on them. Like it might not, just little tiny pieces, and it's hard to work those out of the water sometimes. That's why a lot of folks will use the grappling hook. You'll see magnet fishers tossing this grappling hook into the water, and they use that for those awkward items like bikes, the shopping carts, stuff like that really just it's hard for that magnet to latch on just that little piece for the weight of the entire thing. There's only so much it's magnetic.
Right.
Yeah.
So the grappling hook would hook onto the shopping cart and
Right.
yank that out of the water. Because I could see in my area there being shopping carts if you went to one of the bridges up the street from me.
Oh yeah.
I know that they used to pull them out when there was a Kmart up there. There was always paying people to pull the shopping carts out of the river. I
It's
don't know how
probably the Kmart shopping cart graveyard down there.
Yeah, it probably is. But now it's probably Home Depot and something else.
Yeah, right.
Kmart is gone. But
That's right. And we're rest in peace, Kmart.
absolutely. So let me go down my list here because there was a few. Oh, how about safes? Have you ever found a safe?
I have never found a safe, but they are something that is found. It's one of those things. There's like themes to sometimes what's found, and safe's definitely one of those that do get found, and for obvious reasons, safe dumping, stuff like that. I mean, I found components to a cash drawer before, but not really a safe. But the team has found all kinds of safes and all different sizes. I always get impressed thinking of Venture Dulos, which is a great YouTube channel. Check them out. They found a huge safe with a mag. I just couldn't believe it pulled it in. It was massive. But if you think of it, the thicker that steel is, the stronger that magnet's grab's going to be. So when you get those older safes a little bit thicker, that magnet wants to hang on to it more versus those thinner, maybe at least little inexpensive safes that, don't have that thick steel.
Right. Have you ever heard of one of the people in your team or whatnot have found safes with anything in them?
They do find things in them every once in a while. I know they have, most definitely. There's other things that one of the other things that's like real weird that they find, that like you're just talking these things that are in something that you find, are these little voodoo hex jars that they find with various things inside them. That's also neat, along that realm of like just finding something with stuff in it, and it's these little bottles. Usually, oddly enough, it's like urine and incantations and stuff, but they find a lot of them, which is weird because it's not something you would think. I mean, I guess it isn't weird, but you wouldn't think it's something you would find out. But it's another one of those themes like, wow, someone else found one of these voodoo jars again. That's wild.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I guess it's just
throw them back in, maybe break the golden rule now. You know what I mean? It's like, I guess if you were going to throw anything back in, that might be it if you're superstitious.
Yeah, I wouldn't throw it back in. That's like finding the crematory tags.
Yeah, we had someone find one of those before. Venture Delos, speak of the devil, they found some, which was very creepy, right? And like most things, like I guess you can relate. It's the story of how this item got here. What was its adventure? Not only the story of the item itself, but like what was its adventure with this place that I always ponder. Like how did this tag end up here?
Yeah,
like Ferris fishing when he found these dog tags. I think they're World War II dog tags, but crazy adventure of getting these dog tags back to the family and whatnot. And it's just like the story of how these objects, whether it be in the soil or in the water, some of them you wonder they have to have a heck of a story to get where they are. And I always thought that was interesting.
Yeah. Well, how many different magnets, let's say, does Kratos make?
So we have, we have a good bit. I keep adding, and subtracting, and taking some away, so it's never like this number I remember in my head. But we're probably about a dozen, I would think, 10, something like that right now. Yeah, and they're all different kinds, all different styles. We're always experimenting, trying different things. Some magnets I debate about keeping versus new ones, out with the old and with the new, or do I just want to keep them both because I like them? So I do a lot of shifting of what I keep in stock, because like I said, we're getting a new magnets. It's just like, well, do you want to keep some of these older ones? I have some magnets that I might not want to keep in stock anymore. Retire or kind of, I don't know, not saying discontinue, but maybe put on hiatus, limited release only stuff.
Yeah. Well, what we're going to do is on my other show, Treasure Tales, we're going to have a number of Team Kratos members on as guests, and we're going to get a lot further and deeper into the magnet fishing, the wheres and whys and hows and that type of thing, because we think it's quite fascinating, and we're going to get more magnet fisher people. We're going to have you back, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
In the near future. I think we're booking now for August. But I'll be in contact. We're going to get you back because this is absolutely fascinating. Wouldn't you say, Philip?
Oh, absolutely. To me, it's one of the neatest part of the hobby that we haven't explored much, especially on Treasure Talk and Treasure Tales.
Yeah, it's just an interesting kind of, just a different way of finding things.
Right.
Like I said, I think it's really just become, it seems like it's just gaining popularity.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Just become more prevalent. More and more people are, I'll hear it come up and people talk about it. I used to be like the lone wolf. I never really heard anyone talk about it, or, even in my local community, it was just something, I thought I was a weirdo that went out and did it, on weekends, just to have some fun and blow off some steam. And now it's just like, oh, I heard about magnet fishing. It's like, oh, really? So
now you're just a weirdo, right, Ben?
Yeah. It's like, oh, maybe
we had thought, like on the Blue Spade Society, for people with disabilities, it's not just metal detecting as far as treasure hunting goes, because, and Phil and I talked about this, that if you were a veteran that came back from the war and you'd lost your legs, possibly you can't metal detect, but by golly, you can sure roll your wheelchair out on a bridge and throw a magnet over.
Yeah, that's right. And we have several disabled or folks that do magnet fish. Some of our team members, it's, and they like it because it gets them out doing something positive, and it shows that we
get them back into life is what.
Yeah, come on out here and have some fun and clean up.
Don't feel sorry for yourself, because and people at the Blue Spade Society all around the world are anxious to help those with questions about that kind of stuff. So they can always call Myers, because pretty soon he's going to have them in stock within a few days. So that's just another positive.
Yes. So listen, I've got a couple more questions here.
Sure.
And the first thing I wanted to comment on, I wanted to ask, now you're removing all this metal and stuff out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
What is the biggest piece you pulled out?
Oh, me? Well, I'll put it this way. It was a long rod that I had to cut into two. Yeah, I wouldn't say it was the heaviest thing I pulled up, but it was definitely the most inconvenient thing I pulled up, because how big is a truck bed? So when you have something that's a little bit longer, it requires like cutting it and kind of working it into the truck. So,
so you can haul it out.
Yeah, I'm trying. I mean, it was probably, let's see, 8 foot. I mean, it was probably like 14 feet or something like that. It was just enough to where it was like, I don't want this hanging out, the back of the truck.
Yeah.
Causing it. So yeah, that gets a little fun. But like I said, a lot of like metal slabs. Those seem to be the heaviest that I find. Just metal industrial slabs, whatever they went to, I mean, some kind of shoring thing. I don't know if they're used to shore something up. But those are a pain.
Yeah, I can imagine. two things. One, have you ever had any trouble with like local police? Ever give any grief for
I've
that?
I've never had trouble. Everyone's different. Usually, you know, there's no issue. I think they get a little bit concerned about more of what we're doing. Like, not that we're magnet fishing some kind of, because it's perfectly legal and everything. I think they're like, don't jump off that bridge, sir. Or what are you doing with that? I think they
You
think there's.
go, yeah, but my magnet's stuck. I gotta get it.
Yeah. I think they're more concerned about her safety, thinking that, like, what's this person
Yeah.
doing on the edge of this bridge? Don't. So I think that's more of what I see a lot. But no, there's usually no issue. You find stuff, they come on down. You alert them. Don't call 911. You don't call the emergency number. Save that for emergencies when you're notifying police.
Right. Now you said you had your dogs there. Someone's asking to see your dog.
Oh, my dog Mitch. Mrs. Kratos might have put him away because he was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but Mitchie, come here, boy, come here.
Now, is he the mascot?
Yeah, he's a mascot. He's a miniature schnauzer. Come here, Mitch. Folks wanting to see you. Come here.
Oh, there
There
he
he
is.
is. Say hi.
There he is. So it looks like Jeff's rolling the banner. So what are we doing tonight, Jeff?
Well, Ben was very, very kind in offering up for a giveaway tonight, a
Yeah.
beginner's kit. It's the 1200, isn't it, Ben?
Yeah, so it's a 1200 double-sided magnet, and this is a perfect beginner magnet, which is probably really good for this. Like I said, it'll let you test the waters, so to speak, of magnet fishing, and it's where you won't get too overpowered. You don't have to worry about getting stuck for the most part. Very manageable magnet, and it's double-sided, which means it's good for dragging. But you can also set it up as a dipping magnet. Depends where you want to put the eye bolt. So you can set it up if you like dipping with the eye bolt on the top, like off of a dock, up and down, dipping along, having fun. Or you can mount the eye bolt on the side, and that's where you test your arm strength and whip that thing in the water. Remember to tie your magnet off, though, on something, and you'll lose your rope when you throw it in.
Yeah.
And then and you can drag it in and see what you find.
Well, this is a nice kit because it comes with a rope, the carabiner, the gloves, and like a backpack to carry it in. So it's all self-contained.
Everything you need to get started. Yep, everything you need to get started. Remember, as soon as you get your kit, though, rule 1 is to put your thread locker or Loctite on your magnet and let that cure for 24 hours. Because if you don't do that and your bolt's not secure, many people have sent me emails saying how they forgot to put thread locker on the magnet, and has come unscrewed and their magnet is gone.
And you include all kinds of directions and stuff in with it, don't you?
Yep. So make sure you put this kit will come with it. And just make sure you secure it. Check out our YouTube if you need any videos of how to apply it or whatever. It's pretty straightforward though.
Yep, and soon you can call Phil and he'll have all the answers.
That's right.
What we do is we posted it in our Facebook group, and then we posted it on YouTube for people to enter, and you had to use a certain phrase, which is Kratos is magnetic. And so I have compiled all the names from YouTube and Facebook, and there was, I don't know, almost 300. And I put them in my random name picker. And I've got the winner and some alternates. Now, how we work it is, if you're entered on YouTube, you got to be a member, and we do check to be sure that you are a member of Treasure Talk YouTube. But after I call your name, you'll have 3 minutes, and you see the numbers, the phone numbers scrolling across the bottom of the screen in the crawler. That's Phil's number, and that's my number. Okay? You'll have 3 minutes to either text or Facebook Messenger to either one of those numbers with your name and you are here. Then what you must do is, you see we have our email, treasuretalkshow@gmail.com. You must send your information to that email. No other ways accepted. That way I can forward it to Ben. We want your name, address, and phone number.
Jan power cable, please, honey.
And then we can get that to Ben. He can get your magnet kit out to you.
Yep.
So get your fingers ready because we're fixing to call the name. And at 7:53, we're going to draw another name if you haven't answered with the text or messenger with your name when you're here. So Shannon Bortner, you are a magnet fisher now. You got 3 minutes.
All righty. Hey, and while Ben, it looks like we lost him on the screen, so I'll invite the folks again to the West Day meeting. And also, there's a metal detecting. If you join the club, there's a seated hunt coming up, but it's the week after Easter. Hey, Ben, we're glad you're back because I got some more questions.
Yeah, let's do it. I had to get some more juice.
Okay.
The phone was running low.
Yeah, is there a shelf life? This one's from Robert Ridgway. He's asking, is there a shelf life for a magnet?
You're fine. That magnet will keep long after you're concerned about it. What I will say is cold to magnets is fine. Don't mind me. I'm just a cold on magnets is fine, won't cause any issues. But I did notice someone post something about and I seen this in a group forum. I'm not going to use thread lock, or I'm going to weld my bolt to my magnet. Heat will demagnetize magnets, extreme heat. So cold is okay. It'll actually make them a little bit stronger. Heat is no bueno. That heat will make them just demagnetize. So like if you put that blowtorch on it, like what he was probably going to do, he would probably be weakening his magnet.
So
that magnet will last long, and those magnets get beat up, and I say if your magnet looks pretty for too long, you're not using it enough. Mine look like they've been through some battles.
Hey, so I have to ask, is that your picture on the website with the beard?
That is Kratos himself. He is the Titan, the personification of strength. That's not me. That's Kratos.
Okay.
Wink, wink.
Yeah.
So what happened to the beard?
Kratos is high on Olympus right now, making sure that the Kratos machine is still running. I'm just his humble servant who he lets out every once in a while.
That's right. You're a mild-mannered reporter.
Yes. I'm more like the press secretary.
That's right.
Kratos is up there on Olympus, making sure that everything's running correctly, and
we do have
all is well in the land.
We do have our winner. Shannon Bortner was here, and
congratulations, Shannon.
And they're going to get me the email, and Ben, I'll get that to you probably tomorrow.
We can
get the magnet out to her, and we'll be in like a burglar through the upstairs window.
Yep, congratulations and welcome to Team Kratos, and happy hunting. We'll get that out to you ASAP with some nice stickers too. All kinds of fun stuff.
And the poker chip. Tell us about the poker chip, man.
Yep, some poker chips. I'll give you a poker chip, most definitely. I love those poker chips. I love collecting those things.
So Ben, let me ask you this: have you ever found jewelry with your magnet?
No, honestly, I have not found too much jewelry. I don't know. I guess if you want to consider a Zippo jewelry, right?
Zippo is cool.
I guess they could be fashionable, but I have not too much jewelry. No, I've seen folks find certain things, but for me, not too much stuff like that. Metal detecting, sure. It's like it's just a different kind of thing you find magnet fishing, I guess. You're not finding coins, right? When you metal detect, it's like, oh, I'm probably going to find a coin probably. You don't find coins because don't you find coins here in the U.S.?
Yeah,
they're not magnetic.
Yeah,
unless you're on the border with Canada, you might luck out.
No, I was thinking maybe you'd find like a set of keys that somebody had put their ring on so they wouldn't lose it while they were fishing.
Keys, you'll find the keys. One of those other themes of things that the team finds are locks. You'll see them find a lock every once in a while. I always think if I was going to make a magnet fishing bingo game, like locks would be on there, keys, bottle caps. We play the bottle cap game quite often. You know,
Yeah,
what's that
yeah.
bottle cap? What's that bottle cap stuck to your magnet?
That could be a new SKU for Kratos. Is the magnet fishing game?
Yeah, yeah, right. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
That's
Well,
cool.
you know, your magnet fishing log, like how was it's looking into like doing like an app where you can record things where you found them, this and that. I always thought that'd be
Mhm.
neat. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you keep track of where your finds are and stuff like that. You know, or potential spots.
So,
You know?
what is the weirdest thing you found with the magnet?
I found toys. Let's put it this way: adult toys. If that makes sense, if you can figure it out. Toys for adults.
Well, that's kind of weird.
Yeah,
But I guess they lost their
but
head.
but you did ask, so
Yeah.
I will tell you. Just weird things like that. That was just the one time, and I've actually known that other magnet fishers found things like that. I probably would leave that one though, even out of the magnet fishing bingo game.
Yeah. How about the most valuable thing you found with your magnet?
Um, value. I mean, I would say that the handgun that I found. I don't know. You know, what's the value as far as like anything that's like, oh wow, I can't believe I found this. You know, if I clean it up, it'll this sign or anything like that. I haven't found anything like that. You know, like I know a lot of magnet fishers will find a sign they'll clean up and be like, wow, I just sold that for like $300 because it's a nice little old gas station sign or something.
Right.
I mean, nothing really like that. Like I said, if you want to put a value on something, I think like I said, that handgun I found was pretty neat. Besides pure scrap value, I guess, like I said, the Industrial King, you know, probably if you don't want to count that money value, it's like, well, some scrap money.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is another benefit of magnet fishing. I mean, guys, you're cleaning up the environment. You're on the hunt for fun stuff. And then you get paid for all that stuff you find. I mean,
So, what's your favorite find?
So my favorite find, I love knives. I love them. Like I said, you'll have people that are the firearm or gun people. You have people that like the something that's like related to history, something that's a little bit of a historic item, like wow, I found this old lantern or something. You know, people prefer that kind of stuff or the old signs. Me, I love finding those knives, all the different ones. You know, how long they've been down. I like looking at them and thinking, how long has this been down, or can I clean it up? Can I make this functional for me again?
Mm-hmm.
So I love knives. Just all the difference, because it seems like it would be another one that would be on the magnet fishing bingo board would be knives. A lot of people find knives. That's just something that folks tend to find a lot. So I like it, especially since I'm on the docks and we talked about, with the fishing knives and stuff like that.
How about like utility tools and stuff like that?
Oh yeah. Yeah. You'll find, you'll find your wrenches, whatever. I mean, you'll find tools. You'll find a lot of people find ammo. I mean, there's ammunition too. A lot of people find ammo cans. If you check out my website, you'll see some of the I just put up some of the most weirdest like kind of finds that teams found. Like this batch of them, they're on there. But yeah, you'll find a lot of tools. He said it never amazes me though what the team finds, because I'm kind of lucky because I just get I'll get pictures all day of the team just out there showing me all these awesome things that they find. So I get to see it all, and it just it really is mind blowing. Some of these things down there.
Oh yeah, I can't believe that people lose it like that, but it happens every day. So it's awesome.
Yeah,
most definitely.
Well, Phil, it's the witching hour.
It is.
Yeah,
well, that hour went really fast.
Time flies when you're having fun, huh, gentlemen?
Boy, ain't that the truth?
We're talking about having fun, getting excited about going magnet fishing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
for sure.
So people keep checking in because Ben's fixing to send Phil a nice order here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm working it out for you now.
Yeah, just holler at me anytime. You got my number, and I want to get it going because I want to do it myself too. Because I've
Yeah,
been
and like I said, it's one of those hobbies where um, it is a honest to goodness feel good hobby. I think and you say about a lot of different hobbies, but like I said, I mean from the environmental
right.
aspect of it, just for the thrill of the hunt,
Hmm.
from even getting paid, a hobby that pays. I mean,
Yes,
who would even think of such a thing? Usually,
absolutely.
you're the one spending all the money on stuff, which obviously you do at first, but there are return investments, so that's actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just one of those fun things, and most importantly, you're getting outside and doing something. You're enjoying this beautiful, beautiful weather, filling your lungs full of fresh air,
Yeah,
and getting out
You're
and
not
there,
it's
sitting
having
on the
fun,
couch
and
watching
making
the
memories
TV.
with folks you go with.
right.
So
And it's pretty inexpensive to get started in too.
it,
Because
it it really is. It's compared to a lot of other hobbies, I think a lot of the starter magnets. You could you could find ways to it's not going to be an arm and a leg to get
right,
started.
right. Well, Ben, I want to thank you. I want to thank you, Jocelyn, for handing me the questions, and thank
No
you, Jeff.
problem.
It's
My
been
pleasure.
a nice show and a neat topic, and just a neat part of treasure hunting that we hadn't explored before. And I'm glad that you came on here with us, Ben. So we
Yeah,
could,
I'm glad you invited me. I had a lot of fun, guys. This has been really, really great, and it's I always enjoy talking to people. Next time, I'll make sure I have my computer working and I can see comments a little better. Like I said, I'm sorry if I missed anyone's comments. You can always send me an email if you have any questions about magnet fishing. If you have any info, or if you see the Team Kratos logo, anyone that's Team Kratos, we're always willing to help.
all
So,
right. Well, cool.
Indeed, you are. And we want to thank you so much, Ben, for getting right back with me on being able to come on the show. And it was a great show. People are just absolutely raving about it. So I think, as soon as Phil gets the product in, he's going to be sold out. I really do think so.
that's
Uh,
great. We get more people out there having fun, cleaning up our environment, and
yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
on the
most
hunt.
definitely. Most
All right.
definitely. And like I said, we've got a number of the Team Kratos coming on Treasure Tales, and we're going to have you back on Treasure Talk soon. And we just thank you so much for all the information that you've given us about this great hobby. And I'm going to be talking to you about maybe being the official magnet of the Blue Spade Society. So I'll be
All
talking
right,
to you about
excellent. Yeah,
that.
keep in touch. Let's definitely talk about it. Thank you so much. It's been
All
so
right.
much fun.
All right. Thanks, Ben. It was good to see you.
All right,
All
And
everyone,
right,
have a
guys.
good night, and thanks for having me. I
you
appreciate it.
are quite welcome. So,
Yeah.
everybody, get out there, find some treasure. If you got questions, you can always call Phil at the shop. You can always get up with me, or you can anybody in Team Kratos or Ben at Kratos Magnetics if you
Yep.
got questions about magnet fishing. So we enjoyed you being with us tonight, and we hope that you are well. And the weather's breaking, so get out there and find some treasure. Thanks, Philip, for being my brother.
All
Thanks,
right. Thank
Jonathan.
you. Thanks,
Thanks,
guys.
Ben, and everybody. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you later. Happy
Happy,
hunting and
happy
Later.
great
hunting.
fishing.
Dig deeper, my friends.
Yep.
Sure.
There
Good
you go.
night, everybody.